I never thought the happiest day of my life would also be the loneliest. Imagine walking across the stage to collect your master's degree, something I worked for years to achieve, yet not a single member of my family was there to clap, to cheer, or to say, "We're proud of you." Instead, they were all at my sister's bridal shower. Every single one of them. But the story doesn't end with heartbreak. No. It begins there. Because when I opened my diploma holder, there was an envelope inside, not from the university. And before I could even read it, my phone lit up with 72 missed calls. 72. All from the very people who had abandoned me. And that was the moment I knew, life had finally handed me the chance for revenge. I am Isabella Cruz, the forgotten daughter, the invisible sister, the one who always lived in the shadow of my younger sibling, Sophia. Sophia was the golden child, beautiful, charming, loved by everyone. My parents spoiled her, excused her mistakes, and worshipped the ground she walked on. Me? I was the quiet one. The bookworm. The girl who had to work 2 part-time jobs to fund her education because my father always said, "Why waste money on you? Your sister has a future." My future didn't matter. My dreams didn't matter. I was a shadow trailing behind Sophia's glow. Yet I endured. I endured the late nights studying under a flickering lamp. I endured the loneliness of eating instant noodles while my family dined at fancy restaurants with Sophia's boyfriends. I endured the tears I shed in silence when my professors asked why my family never attended award ceremonies. But graduation, my master's graduation, that was supposed to be different. I told them months in advance. I sent reminders. I even begged. My father looked me dead in the eye and said, "We'll be there if we can. But you know how important Sophia's wedding is." So when the day came, I looked around the auditorium, scanning every face, hoping, praying, that maybe, just maybe, they'd surprise me. They didn't. The auditorium erupted with applause as names were called. Families cheered so loud for their children that the walls shook. Mothers cried, fathers whistled, siblings waved banners. And then there was me. I walked across the stage, my heels clicking against the polished wood, and the silence was deafening. Nobody called my name. Nobody clapped. Nobody stood. The dean shook my hand, placed the diploma holder in my palm, and smiled for the camera. I forced a smile too, though inside, I was crumbling. When I sat back down, I opened the holder. Nestled inside the flap was an envelope. My name was written on it, but not in the university's font. It was handwritten. Curiosity flared. But before I could open it, my phone buzzed violently in my gown pocket. 72 missed calls. All from family. My chest tightened. Something was wrong. I left the auditorium, my cap slipping from my head, my gown dragging. Outside, I ripped the envelope open. Inside was a single folded letter. It read, "Isabella, this day marks the beginning of your real inheritance. Go to the lawyer's office on 52nd Street at 6 p.m. Do not tell anyone. Your grandfather left something behind, something only you deserve." My hands trembled. Grandfather? My mother's father had died a year ago. They said he left everything to Sophia, that I wasn't mentioned in the will. But this letter, it was written in his handwriting. I would recognize it anywhere. My phone buzzed again. My father. My mother. Sophia. Even my uncles and cousins. All calling back to back. Panic gnawed at me. I finally answered. My mother's voice was frantic. Isabella. Where are you? Come home now. Please, it's Sophia, something's happened. When I arrived at the house, the once joyous celebration had turned into chaos. Women in satin dresses cried. Men whispered in corners. Balloons deflated in silence. My sister, Sophia, was nowhere to be found. My mother grabbed me, her nails digging into my skin. She's gone. Sophia's missing. She went out to take pictures by the lake and never came back. I froze. Part of me wanted to feel panic, but another part of me, an ugly, hidden part, felt something else. Something darker. Something like satisfaction. For once, Sophia wasn't the center of attention for something good. But still, I kept my face neutral. I asked questions, tried to appear concerned. All while the letter in my bag burned against my chest. That night, I made a choice. I didn't go with them to search for Sophia. Instead, I went to the lawyer's office. The lawyer was an old man with weary eyes. When I handed him the letter, he didn't even look surprised. Your grandfather told me you'd come, he said. He suspected your family would betray you. He left something only for you. He handed me a locked box. Inside was a key, a bank document, and another letter. The letter revealed everything. Isabella, my dearest child, I know how they treated you. I saw your tears when they thought you were invisible. That family worships Sophia, but they do not know her secrets. She is not who they think she is. I am leaving you my last piece of truth. Use it wisely. Use it when the time comes. Attached to the letter were photographs. Sophia, with another man. Not her fiancé. Intimate. Scandalous. Dated only a week before. My heart thudded. My perfect sister. The angel. The princess. The family's pride. She was living a double life. And suddenly, everything made sense. The missed calls. The panic. Her disappearance. She hadn't been kidnapped. She had run away. At first, I wanted to burn the photos, to forget the letter. But then I remembered standing alone on that graduation stage. I remembered my father's cold words. My mother's indifference. My family's betrayal. And revenge, oh, revenge tasted sweeter than forgiveness. I hired a private investigator with the money from the bank account my grandfather left me. Within days, we tracked Sophia. She was in another city with the man from the photos, pregnant, no less. I had two choices: tell the family and destroy her image, or keep it to myself and watch them suffer from her absence. But I chose a third option. The cruelest one. I sent copies of the photos anonymously to her fiancé, to his family, and to every relative who adored Sophia. The scandal was nuclear. Her wedding was cancelled in shame. Her fiancé's family demanded answers. My parents collapsed under the weight of humiliation. And Sophia? She returned home in tears, pregnant, disgraced, and hated. For the first time in my life, I wasn't invisible. For the first time, they looked at me not with dismissal, but with awe. Fear. Respect. But revenge has a way of twisting even victory. One night, Sophia stormed into my room, her eyes red, her voice shaking. You think you've won, Isabella? You think destroying me makes you better? You're just bitter. Bitter and alone. And no matter what you do, they will always wish I was the one who succeeded. She was right. My parents still loved her, even after everything. They pitied me, excused her, blamed fate. And that's when I realized, revenge wasn't about making them love me. It was about making them regret underestimating me. I packed my bags and left that night. With the inheritance, I built my own life, far away from their shadows. Years later, I received an email. It was from Sophia. She was struggling, broke, abandoned by the man she ran away with. She begged for help. I stared at the screen for a long time. Part of me wanted to delete it. But another part, the darker, colder part, smiled. I replied with only 2 words. Remember graduation. And I never looked back. People always say revenge doesn't heal wounds. Maybe they're right. But what they never tell you is this: revenge gives you something else. It gives you power. It gives you justice. It gives you the voice they tried so hard to silence. And as for me, I may have walked that stage alone, but I didn't leave empty-handed. I left with something far greater than applause. I left with the last laugh. The end.